There's a lot of parallels that you can make between acting and scaring.
You're practicing for this moment where you're, in essence, on stage.
At Pixar, our animators are the actors, and they're creating the performances with the characters.
So it was kind of this weird sort of parallel between scare students learning the principles of their craft and us as animators utilizing the principles of our craft.
All right, welcome to Shop Briefing.
We always kick off the beginning of the animation process with a shop briefing from the director.
Mike wants to be noticed. He wants to prove that he can do great things.
Dan, our director, will pitch what he believes the moment and the story point and the emotional beats are. Context is everything.
I'm a 7-year-old boy. I wasn't finished.
She kind of delicately, I'm a 7-year-old boy, and I think it's going to be you guys playing the contrast against each other of very in control, very graceful, versus, you know, like, I don't need to do any of that stuff.
So once you've worked on your first pass blocking and you've got an idea, hopefully it's loose and quick and you're like, this is my first idea. You bring it to dailies.
Well, dailies is this incredibly collaborative event that happens every single morning. So each animator shows their shot, and then the director, as well as the rest of the animators in the room, kind of give feedback.
Well, what do you guys think? Honestly, I think both of them kind of work.
Dailies process in general is the debate over the best choice. Yeah, that's
It's an opportunity to get all the best ideas into everyone's shots.
Okay. Reaction.
I'll play with that, yeah. And just help everyone do the best work they can.
Just as there are many techniques in scaring, there are a lot of techniques in animation, and all of those techniques have lingo.
It was an interesting learning process to sit down with the animators here and hear some of the jargon.
I just changed the TV and the scratch and stuff.
At a higher frequency than the jaw UD?
A lot of it just sounded completely foreign to me. I have no idea what they were talking about.
Splines, knots, and keys and things like that.
Munging avars.
Character rigs.
Squamount.
Squetch.
You squetch them, but they kind of come back.
Every now and then, I'd throw out, they could use a little more TZ on that walk.
Dan would say, I'm finally learning.
TZ is up and down, I think.
And everybody would look and like, he's got it.
And then I would never do it again. It was better just to always direct from an emotional point of view and let the animators and the actors do what they do. It's afraid of dogs and thunder, so he's leaping and landing and letting his tail smack the ground, and it makes this big thunder sound. We always thought it'd be great if Sully didn't do a huge roar. If Mike taught him to, that's not good for every scream. However, we need
The challenge for us animation-wise is how do we engineer variety and uniqueness so each scare looks special and different.
How do you do a good scare from a bad scare? And we always kept coming back to it's like acting.
Animating Sullivan's scares. He's supposed to be scary, so it's a clear mark you're trying to hit.
And Mike kind of flinches, and then Sully, that's what I thought. Like,
he's got this looseness about him that he just is like, oh, you want some of this? All right, rah, right, and he just goes for it, right? And it's the timing, and it's again, the expression, and the pushing of features, and just the naturalism of physicality.
Mike is trickier. He genuinely feels like he's trying to be scary, but for some reason, he's just not hitting the mark.
When he's first getting coached by Sully, we had him good, really intense, like this. And we just changed one thing, his brow. So he was trying really hard. And that one thing will make him feel like he's giving it his best, but really he's not a scary monster. The performance of a character has the voice actor and many different animators.
I always feel like the animators are sort of this symbiotic creature that somehow knows what the other one is thinking, because by their nature, they have to.
In the same way that Mike and Sully, they're really at their greatest when they're working together. Here at the studio, it's really all about collaboration. We often say that none of us are as good individually as we are as a whole.
You have all these great animators, but each have their own strengths. And as a result, you're able to get a performance from one character that's very varied and very rich, something people haven't seen before. I'm so glad everybody could come back today just to, watch one more dailies again. This has been such a great experience for me personally, but just watching all the great work everyone's been doing. Thank you all so much.